Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Okay, let's get straight into the story. I shouldn't say I cannot believe. It just surprised me a lot. I read through this story and I thought, you know what? All the issues that the Queensland Police Service have had with police suicides, police officers, current and former, um, taking their own life. Okay. They've had a lot of issues with this over the years, decades even, a lot of issues. And there's a lot of talk about how they can help officers, former officers. A lot of mouths moving, chins wagging, a lot of that kind of rubbish going on. The union, you know, this all the time. However, what actually gets done? Well, let's have a look at something. An officer who's going through something. I'm assuming he must have a few issues with PTSD, but he's having an issue. He's got some mental health issues going on in his life, and you see in this story how other officers treat him. Absolutely disgusting. Let's get straight into it. So how's this headline here? Magistrate slams Queensland Police Service over court case against former cop Daniel Lees. Daniel Lees. So he's the former cop. So this is a Southport courthouse. A former police officer has won his court case after a magistrate slammed the Queensland Police Service, QPS, for taking the most punitive option and raised concerns the justice system was used to fulfill a police agenda. In other words, they're using the law, they're using this system to attack one of their own. That's what they've done. Lawfare. They've weaponized the system. Daniel Robert Lees, who's 36, was found not guilty in the Southport Magistrates Court on Tuesday of 3 charges of using carriage service to manage or harass after Magistrate Nerida Wilson slammed the QPS, raising concerns the prosecution was commenced in bad faith, noting the charges could not have been in Mr. Lees nor the public's interest. The prosecution alleged Mr. Lees on 3 occasions in 2024 used a carriage service to threaten and menace his QPS injury management specialist, IMS Carly Roberts. Mr. Lees' defense team did not contest the words said, but argued it was unreasonable given the circumstances, and Mr. Lees was not criminally responsible by way of mental impairment. There's a picture of the magistrate, Nerida Wilson, or Nerida maybe. The court heard Mr. Lees, then a Queensland police officer, had been tasered by police. I've been tasered when I was in training. It's not pleasant, I'll tell you. Even less pleasant when you're actually getting the prongs shot into you. So he was tasered by police and was on extended leave due to his mental health from around late 2023 or early 2024. So he's got some mental health issues, probably brought on by the job that he's doing. So he was assigned an IMS as his official point of contact to liaise between psychiatrists, work cover, and police overseeing his case. The court heard no evidence whether Mr. Lees was warned his statements to his IMS could form the basis of a criminal charge. Around July 2024, Ms. Roberts was assigned to as Mr. Lees' IMS and kept rudimentary notes of their contact. The court heard Mr. Lees, whose mental health was extremely unstable during this period, had consistently been denied access to police footage of the taser event. I wonder why. I wonder why that is, QPS. I wonder if anyone would love to shine some light on that. Why would you deny that? Anyway, so on December 11, 2024, Ms. Roberts called Mr. Lees, who told her he would perform a terrorist act if he wasn't given a copy of the footage. On the same date, police attended Mr. Lee's home the day before his scheduled medical assessment tribunal. Despite a psychiatrist 2 months prior advising QPS not to engage with Mr. Lees. So you get that? The psychiatrist, supposedly the expert in this, says, hey, QPS officers do not engage Mr. Lees. Don't do this. So what do? They go and do it anyway. The next day, after the tribunal deemed him unable to proceed with the assessment, Mr. Lees called Ms. Roberts, expressing distress at the police attendants and claiming it was a deliberate ploy by them to upset him. When Miss Roberts told him police were unaware of the assessment, he responded, "That is not true. Every one of them is going to die," a comment for which police later charged Mr. Lees. When giving evidence, Ms. Roberts said she was not afraid for herself, but was concerned there was genuine threats against police. Ms. Wilson found three unique circumstances, and Mr. Lee's comments in all three alleged charges were said in the context of him reacting in anger and venting to his assigned IMS, which he may have thought were confidential communications. She said it was clear Mr. Lees was laboring under a mental illness. He's laboring under a mental illness, so police just go around and exacerbate the problem. Intelligent. That's very intelligent. This is how high the bar or how low the bar has been lowered now. This is the kind of thinking we've got in the Queensland Police Service. So he's labouring under a mental illness, and his spiralling mental health condition was well known by police and Ms. Roberts, noting they knew Mr. Lees had been contacted by a mental health unit and citing multiple times his IMS had discussed his mental health with others. Despite this, Mr. Lees was charged with the three offences at least 5 months on from they were alleged to have. What's the writing here? From when they were alleged to have occurred. So this is a picture of Mr. Lees. If you're watching this on video, this is Mr. Lees' lawyer, James Trianor. Ms. Wilson's reserved decision noted the delay and the prosecution's failure to call the psychiatrist who had advised QPS against engaging with Mr. Lees. "I am of the view the handling of this matter raises concerns about the use of the justice system to fulfill the police agenda," Ms. Wilson said. "Hear, hear, Magistrate." She said Ms. Roberts, being a key witness and the police influence on her to produce statements, obliterated her independence and severed perhaps the only professional relationship available to Mr. Lees, to whom police owed a duty of care. They owed him a duty of care, even though he's one of their own, they still don't care. "This is a case, in my view," this is what the magistrate's saying, "where the police have lost sight of the forest for the trees," she said, "and instead of offering pastoral care, they took upon the most punitive option by laying criminal charges on an employee experiencing a situational mental health crisis." Mr. Lee's lawyer, James Trianor of Quinn Law Group, shared a similar sentiment in a statement to this masthead. "This is a case of the QPS misusing their powers." That is important. Misusing their powers. This is what I believe a lot of new police forget. They are too busy. They are too high on their new powers, and they forget what they actually should be doing. Looking after the community, caring for people, community policing, instead of just worrying about your numbers and your stats and trying to charge people. What a pathetic what a pathetic charge to put against someone. This is a case of the QPS misusing their powers and the criminal justice system, he said. They blatantly ignored psychiatrist advice and used his private QPS injury management notes to commence criminal proceedings. Why would anyone trust QPS management? Well, people generally don't. They don't trust QPS management. So why would they trust management or injury management? An independent police integrity unit is essential for all our safety. Oh, please, give me a break. There is no such thing as an independent police unit, investigative unit, okay? Even the Triple C, they are not truly independent. There's no way they're truly independent. They have far too many police entangled with the Crime and Corruption Commission. There is no way. They are not. We need something completely out from the policing system, completely severed with investigators who are no longer police, who are not connected to the Queensland Police Service. And this kind of thing is disgusting, deplorable. These officers should be stood down. The officers that chose to go ahead and do this, to take this matter, to charge this officer who was being pulled down by a mental health issue, brought on, it seems, by his work. They should be looking at disciplinary action, if not stood down. They do not deserve the job that they have. It's despicable. It seems like they're just not intelligent enough to realize that what they were doing was wrong. In my humble opinion, and what's, in case anyone's got something to say about it, whatever. Anyway, just let me know what you think about this. This is disgusting, despicable, deplorable. There's not enough words, there's not enough adjectives to describe just how disgraceful this is, this action taken by these officers is. Shane Pryor, the union, you guys, what were you using all this? Where were you guys? Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, let me know what you think.
Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change.